Good morning. Today is Monday, September 22nd, 2014, and this is Before the First Cup with Zori and Lady Pitbull on UCY.TV. Good morning, lady.
Hello, how are you?
Waking up. Mondays are rough.
I'm sure it's freaking 5 in the morning there. I don't know how you do it. Oh, my God.
I don't either, to tell you the truth, especially since I've always been a night person. It's so funny, my roommate's going to bed when I wake up.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's how I was, that's how my world was before I started radio.
5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
They are night creatures here. Well, I was.
My goodness. I've never been able to, I've never really been able to, get to the point where the birds start singing that. I'm like, okay, there's my brick wall right there. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I used to go to bed at 5 and get up around 9. I don't need a lot of sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, if I don't get 8, I'm like a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, I could sleep forever. It's so nice.
I don't like sleep. It's weird. I mean,
really?
I have to force myself to sleep. And my brain doesn't shut off easy. So it makes it hard.
Oh my God, I love it. I sleep all the time during the day, and then I'll, be in bed by 11:30. It's seriously, important to me.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky then. I have back problems, so if I stay in bed, if I get sick, oh man, it just settles in my back. After 5 hours of sleep, my back will hurt the next day.
Maybe you need a better bed.
Oh no, I have an excellent bed. Just
no,
I have injured my back years ago.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so plain muscle woman lifting a 100-pound bag of concrete into a customer's car.
Oh, you lifted wrong, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Should have squatted.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Always squat before you lift. Always, always, always. And then
I know that now.
Great. Yeah.
Now that I can't lift.
I didn't know any of that crap until I started taking CrossFit.
Yeah.
Now I know proper body mechanics, whereas it's been drilled in my head with CrossFit.
And the first thing when you get up in the morning, you should do some stretching exercises. Everyone should.
Yeah. Well, I smoke a bag and stretch my brain.
There you go.
That's what I do. Hammy dropped me this. I wish I could play this damn clip.
I know.
It's, he dropped me this clip, of I guess she was a Alaskan news reporter that was on air, and she admitted she was the owner of the Cannabis Buyers Club up there, and that she was working hard to get cannabis legal in Alaska, and then she announced she was quitting, and then said, "Fuck you" on air.
I know that lady, she was just like, yeah. What do I say now?
That's not part of the script. Dude, I wish I could play that clip. That was awesome. It was so cool.
I know. Thanks, Sammy. That was good. It was a good one to wake up to.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Hammy. That rocked. Maybe I'll, let's see. What about, I know I was just asking you this, but I really think that we should probably talk about it first. I saw a map of California yesterday. I saw a satellite image and all those freaking fires burning from the north to the south and everywhere in between, dude. That blew my brain. How many fires are there?
Oh, yeah. Our skies are like that pink color, from fire and smoke. But my friend's house was okay in weed. I finally got a hold of her Saturday. After the fire was out and stuff, they left town for a while. But, yeah, their home's okay.
And thank goodness, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah, and so fast. I mean, because the wind, it's always windy in weed. And we were talking, I know quite a few people up there that lost everything within a matter of minutes.
Oh, no.
And the one thing about mountain communities, though, they all pull together. They are the most unique people. I love mountain people.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. So everybody.
Yeah, people are taking people into their homes. My friend up there is taking 2 families into their home, and
Really?
it's just it's refreshing to see people caring about each other instead of killing each other.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna need going down in the future here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that's very good. That's very, I don't know. That's like heroic that they're taking two families in. That's amazing.
That's just accepted normalcy in the mountains. If you've ever lived in a mountain community, that's just what they do. You know, you don't even give it a second thought. It's just, you take care of each other. And it's a good thing to see. And I mean, it's it's heartwarming because there's so much evil going on in the world, and to see that kind of humanity is really refreshing.
You're right about that, and that's one thing that they are not going to be able to beat out of us or pound out of us is our basic humanity, and they think that they're gonna augment it, like we always talk about, but you know what? I've got freaking news for them. It ain't gonna happen.
Right. And I think that's where, I don't know, I was raised in the mountains, and that's just your way of life, and that, you're right, they can't beat that out of you. And I think that's what's gonna make us win in the end, is they've misjudged us.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. They're so damn narcissistic and arrogant, they just think that we're mere mosquitoes to be swatted.
Yeah, well, we got news for them.
That's right. The mosquito.
But it's not going to stop them from trying,
That's right. Absolutely.
At every turn. And
they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week against us, so.
Right, it's like Lee Camp says, evil people make plans, good people just live.
Yeah! That's true, huh? Well,
it is true to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, I think about like preppers and stuff out there that are good, but
they're still just living. They're not making evil plans,
Right? Yeah,
a big difference.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So, you kind of had mentioned a few minutes ago that you were getting ready to go back to your friend's house.
I'm going up next weekend to help out and stuff, and I'm dreading it in a way because, I know a lot of these people, and what do you say?
Yeah.
To someone that just lost everything. They had a matter of minutes to get out.
Oh my God. That is so heart-wrenching.
It really is.
So, I remember when my buddy's property got hit by a tornado, they weren't letting cars in, and so I just jogged down there, and then I started seeing fallen trees on both sides, and I just started running faster and faster, and oh my God, I can't even imagine. I've never seen fire devastation.
Oh, when I was growing up in Big Bear, it burned over 50,000 acres, and then we were all under us coming up because we were at the top of the mountain. Fire is like floods. Mother Nature can just be astonishing.
They were showing the clips on TV or whatever on the news, and I did see the pink water/fertilizer stuff they were spraying on cars and stuff.
Anything. It suffocates it.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty.
I'm surprised they're not using that instead of using up the water, which we're so short on.
Well, wait a minute. What about can't you put salt water on fire?
You would think so, but then they'd have to go all the way to the ocean.
Oh,
get it to
200
water.
miles away. Oh.
Yeah, instead they're coming, like the weed farm and stuff, they were taking water out of all the reservoirs and stuff and dropping it on. And weed was different. It was where they had access to city water too. But most of our mountains, most of our fires up here are out in the wilderness. There are no fire hydrants.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's acreages and acreages just burning up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tehama County has parts of it over there that have never even had people on it. It's
wow.
so passive. Yeah. So.
My goodness. So, so nobody has managed those forests or anything like that?
Not since they stopped the logging, Mm-hmm. And we hate it when the Forest Service does their burns,
Yeah.
Because it always gets out of hand. They just don't know. I don't know what it is, but almost every time they have a controlled burn, it gets out of control.
Jeez. So that makes it real hard to manage the forests.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. Yeah,
the underbrush. And then too, the aluminum in the trees from the spraying just makes. All these fires are intensely hot, hotter than any of these firemen have ever fought, and that's the aluminum.
I feel so bad for those firefighters, man. And plus, it's still got to be hot. How hot's it going to get today?
Well, it's supposed to be 100 or 103.
Could you imagine that? And then aluminum heated freaking fire on top of that, and all the gear and crap they have to put on. I couldn't even imagine that.
Me either.
That would be unfathomable to me. I would not be able to freaking function.
And they use a lot of prison inmates too in there, So, yeah. Well, up here we seem to be okay now for a little while. That fire got put out quick because. Because it's so windy up there. Imagine 44-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Yeah.
And that's what just made it fly through there. And that it's unusual for a community to burn like that. 110 homes.
Oh, my God. That is just...
And a school got partially burned. The mill, which employed most of the people up there, got partially burned. And a whole apartment complex. You look at it and it's like it's a different planet.
Sure, absolutely. Freaking scorched earth.
Yeah, they're finally letting people back in and they're able to see what's left. But
mostly nothing after that.
Yeah, it is bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, if it would have gone the other way, it would have got my friend's house. It would have got the college up there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
So.
Wow, that's just devastating, I'm telling you.
I know, you never know, those people a half hour before it happened, I'm sure they were just going about their daily routine, and then within hours,
yeah,
home and everything's gone.
Jeez. Oh, my goodness.
The King Fire, that's down by Tahoe. That's about an hour and a half from me, but that's really big, too. And they think an arson started that one.
Yeah, I think they were flashing some pictures of some guy in an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, $10 million bail.
Yeah, $10 million bail on that dude.
But then you never know. They might be just looking for someone to blame, though. I always think when they get somebody that quick, it always makes me think, they're doing it because of pressure to find somebody.
Sure. That does happen.
Yeah, and the one in weed, they still don't. I haven't heard what caused it.
A lot of time, it wouldn't really be a whole lot of lightning there because it hasn't been raining. So you can't blame the lightning really anymore.
Yeah,
at least not this year.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Wouldn't there be lightning in the higher elevations though?
There hasn't been.
Wow.
And then now they're telling you, you can't water, and a lot of the people, you want to make a safe area, a fire zone around your home, and you cut back all the brush and you keep it kind of damp and stuff, and you can't do that now.
Gee, see, yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
If you don't get rain soon, I don't know.
That one freaking article Jules read last week said it won't be for another 30 years before you get rain. And how do you justify that in an era where they've been freaking cloud seeding since the freaking 40s?
I know, that's what I keep saying. They can make rain. Why are we in a drought? It makes no sense. And they could stop this if they wanted to. They don't want to. Period. Because you can't say we don't have clouds up there, even though they are man-made. But, it's just, they want this land, they want California to collapse.
Yeah, because
I'm saying watch out New York, because you're going to be next.
Well, they need, this is the way that they believe that they're going to spur a food problem here in the U.S., and they could be right. So,
but yeah, look at over 50% of the produce in this country was grown here in California. It's not going out, and if you've noticed, every time you go to the store, it's higher and higher. Everything is higher and higher. It's going to get real bad.
Absolutely, and that's the way they control the food supply. So everything's in motion now. It's all just kind of going in slow-mo. People don't notice so much, They bitch about the high prices, but they're not really wondering about the cause of it. And
I don't know. People are starting to wake up. I mean, they took a poll, and nearly 1 in 4 in America would favor secession from Washington, D.C.
Nice.
1 in 4.
We should just cut D.C. loose and send it adrift somewhere.
Yeah. It shows a map here. It says percent of support of secession by region. West, 22%. The Rockies, 26%. Southwest, 34%. The Plains, 21%. Great Lakes, 22%. Southeast, 25%. That's a large amount of people that are awake.
It's got to be more than that here in the Great Lakes. I mean,
and here
everybody
too,
I talk to.
Yeah. I mean, because they didn't ask me.
Right.
So I figure if they didn't ask me, there's a lot of other people like me out there.
Exactly.
But even still, 1 in 4. That's should be a wake-up call right there.
Cool. That's awesome. You can read that?
Okay. Nearly 1 out of 4 Americans is so fed up with Washington that they are prepared to not take it anymore and would favor their state breaking away from the rest of the United States. According to a Reuters iPlus poll released Friday, 23.9% of Americans polled from August 23rd through September 16th said they strongly supported or tended to support the idea of their state breaking away from the country. That's just, that to me says wake up. And I've been watching, over the weekend, I spent a whole weekend transferring 4 terabytes of data from one machine to my backup. So I was following Facebook, kind of watching it, and I mean, there are so many more people that are awake. I mean, I was just blown away.
See, this is a lot of the reason why they're monitoring everybody's communications, is so they can get a handle on numbers like this.
They got to see what I seen, man, and I'm telling you, I mean, every other post was political.
Yeah, good. You know what? They're shaking in their boots and they're running scared. But the downside to that
well, that's why ISIS has been created.
Right. The downside of that is that they're going to start ramping up their attacks on us.
I know. Obama is, how can anyone listen to him and keep a straight face? We're going in, but we're not going to fight, but we're going to get them.
Right. I guess
we're going to get them.
Our troops landed in Africa, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the leaders over there are all questioning, well, What's the difference between the CIA and ISIS? They know that they created it. You know, and
absolutely,
it's just nuts. You know, what we do is we arm them, and then we fight them.
Yeah, we arm them, and then we try and kill them.
Right, and we give them all the best, you know, weapons to use against us.
Exactly, that's the Hegelian dialectic.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people now realize, like when it was Al Qaeda, people weren't as awake, and they really thought, you know, that they were really in danger. But with ISIS, I don't hear the fear that you heard with Al Qaeda. People aren't trembling, and they aren't like, all right, well, we got to protect ourselves. You know, they're looking at it with skepticism, and that is very refreshing and gives you hope.
It does. It does. My only concern is that if these assholes feel like they're being backed into a corner, they're going to, who knows what the hell they'll do. But they're definitely getting backed into a corner now, because all of their little tricks that they use constantly, time and time again, are backfiring now. Right.
You know, and people are, even the most dumbed down ones don't really put up a fight like they used to. They don't, you know, they're not as argumentative. They're more accepting of, you know, we've been fooled.
Oh, yeah. Here's a really good article that totally dovetails into that.
All right.
Perfect, actually. It says, top-level turnover makes it harder for DHS to stay on top of evolving threats. So everybody really is starting to see, like, how stupid this crap is. And at the you know, even the top levels here, they're jumping ship. So, like, I'm out of here. So, hang on. It says, an exodus, I like that word, of top-level officials from the Department of Homeland Security is undercutting the agency's ability to stay ahead of a range of emerging threats, including potential terrorist strikes and cyber attacks, according to the interviews with current and former officials. Over the past 4 years, employees have left DHS at a rate nearly twice as fast as is in the federal government overall, and the trend is accelerating, according to a review of a federal database. Ooh, that's very interesting.
They're losing their people.
Well, there's more good people out there than they think. So, the departures are a result of what employees widely describe as a dysfunctional work environment, abysmal morale, and the lure of private security companies paying top dollar have proliferated in Washington's September 11, 2001 attacks. Oh boy. Yeah, these private security agencies, those are the assholes that are the rudder or the engine of this whole thing. I'd actually rather say they're the engine of what's going on in the world with all those ISIS crap. You know, because it's those guys running around doing crap and training
and you know,
them.
that's one of the reasons people are waking up, too.
Right. Exactly. And here we go. The department's terrorism intelligence arm, for example, has cycled through 6 directors during the Obama administration, decimating morale and contributing to months-long delays in releasing intelligence reports, according to interviews and government reports. A parade of high-level departures, on top of other factors, I wonder what the other factors are, has meanwhile helped slow the rollout of key cybersecurity initiatives, including a program aimed at blocking malicious software before it can infiltrate civilian government computers, former officials say. That's bullshit. Civilian. That, yeah, right. I don't believe that. With a country facing a crisis of unaccompanied minors crossing, that ain't no unaccompanied minors, it's everybody, adults and everything. Let's see, crossing the southwest southwest border in recent months, a pair of DHS agencies responsible for tackling this problem have been hindered by turnover of top officials. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, for instance, has had 6 commissioners under President Obama, 4 of them in a caretaker role because they were not confirmed by the Senate. That's interesting. And the Transportation Authority Administration, the TSA, a DHS agency created after 9/11 to enhance airport security. The hemorrhaging of both senior and junior personnel has had a, quote, tremendous effect, said Kenneth Casperson, a former acting TSA head who left the agency in May. Interesting. So now people are, they're bailing now. It's totally jumping ship here. As evidence of the toll is taking, Casperson cited the results of agency tests which undercover operatives try to sneak weapons or explosives through airport security. He said security employees are increasingly missing the contraband, with the frequency of failures reaching a, quote, frightening level. Oh man! So what are they there for?
Well, so what? What's his name? Anyway, Kirchhoff. Chertoff could make his money. Now he's made his money. They don't need him no more.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna continue because this is good. Homeland Security officials acknowledge the challenges, which come at a time when the United States is facing potential threats from Al-Qaeda and other extremist groups. Before this December confirmation, DHS Secretary Jay Johnson called vacancies and morale his top priority, and said the department faced a leadership vacuum of alarming proportions. Wow, do you think they're getting rid of all the good people here, guys? Since then, Johnson has won praise from lawmakers for taking steps to improve morale and retain employees, such as restarting an internal awards program and increasing training. The Senate has confirmed 10 top officials in recent months, reducing a top-level vacancy rate that has had reached 40%. Oh my God. Morale has been so low in the department for quite a number of years, and it's our responsibility to address it. And in fact, addressing it, said, oh great, Alejandro Mayorkas, okay, the department's deputy secretary. He said DHS has retained a consulting firm, Deolite, I think, to develop recommendations and improve morale. Mayorkas stressed that the churn of personnel has not affected the department's agency to protect the country. Yeah, right. But he acknowledged instability of leadership is not necessarily a galvanizing force for employees. The department's woes date to the George W. Bush administration. Within a few years after DHS began operations in 2003, senior-level vacancy rates were already high, and many top officials were leaving the fledgling department for jobs with private security companies. That's interesting. Among the most prominent is, oh, here we go, Zori, check this out. You ready for this? Among the most prominent private security companies is the Chertoff Group, a security consulting firm led by former DHS Secretary Michael Chertoff, which employs so many former officials that it is known in Homeland Security circles as a, quote, shadow DHS.
Wow.
Oh, shit knob.
It makes sense because they're all just greedy. And, of course, security companies can pay more.
That is the kicker right there. Holy sheep shit. Alright, let me keep going because this is this is like yikes. Private sector salaries for high-level career officials, especially cybersecurity experts, can double or triple the roughly $180,000 they can make at DHS. I may have said that wrong. Dysfunctional environment. During the Obama years, the outflow of personnel has accelerated according to the FedScope database of federal employees maintained by the Office of Personnel Management. Between 2010 and 2013, the number of annual departures of permanent employees from DHS increased 31%, compared with a 17% increase for the government overall. Wow. Members of their senior executive service, the government's top career managers, are also leaving DHS at a much higher rate. In 2013, SES departures were up 56% from the year before. By contrast, the rate for the government as a whole was virtually unchanged. Wow. Virtually unchanged from 17%. So, wow. That's pretty amazing. Chet Loner, a former deputy undersecretary in the DHS Office of Intelligence and Analysis, recalls the time a high-level colleague realized his phone number was wrong on his GHS business card. This was no small matter. The colleague was the person local officials were told to call with critical questions, such as whether someone police arrested had ties to terrorists, and nobody was calling. Oh, the official asked administrators for new business cards, Lunner recounted. They say, "You can't have them. We have a policy that we only give out new business cards every 26 weeks." What? That's just surface, superficial stuff. It says, in small and not so small ways, some unique to DHS and others not, the department can be an infuriating, exhausting place to work. Numerous former and current officials say the frustrations reflect the fundamental wiring of the department, which was created by plucking 22 autonomous agencies from across the government and wielding them into one. Okay? Today, employees describe a stifling bureaucracy made up of agencies with clashing employee cultures and overtaxed by high-pressure responsibilities and relentless congressional carping that may take many months to hire someone and weeks to get supplies, such as a basic whiteboard. Well, that's interesting. Many former and current officials said that the burdensome part of working for DHS is the demands of congressional oversight. More than 90 committees and subcommittees have some jurisdiction over DHS, nearly 3 times the number that oversees the Defense Department. Preparing for the blizzard of hearings and briefings, official says, leaves them less time to do their jobs. It's a very dysfunctional environment, the hardest I've ever worked in, said one former senior Obama administration DHS official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss internal operations. There were certainly times where you would say, I just got the crap kicked out of me and I'm making it way less than I can make in the private sector. Wow. Surveys of employee morale show that it has plunged to new lows in the past few years. According to the Partnership for Public Services annual, quote, best places to work in the federal government, unquote, survey. Best places to work in the federal government. DHS ranked dead last among agencies last year. Some of the most politically sensitive jobs are in the immigration realm, where the department's performance is fodder for partisan wrangling. Oh, it figures. Despite intense concern in both parties over immigration policy, customs, and border protection, went 5 years without a confirmed commissioner until R. Gil Kerwoski received Senate approval in March. A series of other personnel moves around the same time have meant that the agency, which has critical border security responsibilities, has been riddled with vacancies. You think there's a correlation here between that and the open borders, guys? What do you do? I gotta say this. What do you do when you want to stage some kind of event? Well, you remove security. So that's what they do. That's the first thing they do when something's coming down the pike. Okay, let me continue. Most of the vacancies have been filled by officials in an acting capacity, but personnel experts consider that only a stopgap measure. As an acting, you're a caretaker, not a charge agent, said Steve Atkis, Chief of Staff for Customs and Border Protection in the Bush administration and a founding member of the Command Consulting Group, a D.C.-based security consulting firm. While DHS officials say their efforts to secure the border has not been affected, former officials said that the leadership vacuum at the border agency has slowed decision-making and made it harder to find creative solutions to pressing problems. When you have a proliferation of actings, a lot of hard decisions don't get made with the same level of regularity, said a former Obama administration DHS official. Let me see how much farther it goes. It's a pretty long article, but there's a lot of stuff in here. It says, an uncertain mission. In early 2010, the DHS hierarchy gathered to discuss a report the agency was preparing about its mission. A top official looked around the table and asked who felt that they were in charge of the department's counterterrorism role. 5 people raised their hands, and a person who attended the meeting. DHS's mission has never been entirely clear. That's interesting. Nowhere has this been more nettlesome than the department's Office of Intelligence and Analysis. In 2002, while creating DHS, outlined a powerful intelligence role for the department, but much of that authority was lost during the Bush administration to the FBI and other agencies. Well, that's interesting. The DHS Intelligence Office, officially created in 2007, instead has come to focus on issuing reports and coordinating with state and local authorities. So it's weird. Whereas when they turned like duties around at the FBI, they turned it to more toward intelligence and terrorism and stuff like that, and then gave DHS like more local roles. That's why I see them driving around Detroit all the time. Okay, for a time, the office operated relatively smoothly, but after its leaders started leaving, it was unable to resist what former DHS officials said were even more power grabs by other agencies. Morale plunged. By 2010, so many people had left because of unstable leadership that the team assigned to study Islamic extremists declined from about 24 to about 4 or 5, recalled Thomas Barnes, a former DHS intelligence analyst. That it decimated us, he said. Barnes and other former analysts said the office is overlooking intelligence. The office started overlooking intelligence. In late 2009, Barnes told his bosses about a new threat, an extremist group gaining notoriety in Nigeria. No one was interested, he said. It was way off their radar because they didn't have any bodies. The group was Boko Haram, which seized international attention this year by kidnapping more than 2,200 schoolgirls, as seen as a potential, and is seen as a potential threat to the United States. I don't know how. A bipartisan Senate study in 2012 concluded that understaffing and turnover in the DHS intelligence office were contributing to dangerous delays. The study found that hundreds of reports were being prepared by intelligence analysts working with the state and local officials on counterterrorism were being released months late, at times based on outdated information. When the Intelligence Office Director's Karen Wagner stepped down in 2012 after less than 3 years on the job, the position proved hard to fill. At least 5 people turned down the post, according to people familiar with the search. Nobody wanted it. It's the worst job in the intelligence community, one person said. Maricas, the DHS Deputy Secretary, declined to comment on the office's performance, but he praised its latest Undersecretary, Francis X. Taylor, confirmed in April. He's a superb leader, Maricas said. He will bring morale to where it should be. Hampering cybersecurity. Even as it wrestles with turnover in the intelligence office, DHS has been hit with defections in another vital area, cybersecurity. In one 9-month period between June 2011 and March 2012, for example, 4 senior DHS cybersecurity officials quit and 1 retired, all headed to the private sector. The departures came as the department battled the Pentagon and the National Security Agency over who should have the responsibility for protecting critical private sector networks and for responding to industry requests for assistance. DHS was pressing to enshrine its authority in law. It became so hard to advocate for DHS to be placed in charge and given more responsibility because people were constantly leaving, recalled Jacob Alcott, a former House Homeland Security Committee aide. The cybersecurity bill died, thank God, and a victim of strong opposition from industry and its backers on the Hill. The continuing stream of departures has at times hampered the department's ability to combat cyber attacks aimed at civilian federal networks and to serve as the federal point of contact for critical industries such as energy and transportation and for, of course, state and local governments. High turnover has meant at times the National Cybersecurity and Communications Integration Center struggles to carry out its mission of analyzing attacks on federal and private computer systems and responding to them. Last month, Larry Zelvin, who directed the center for 2 years, and another top DHS cybersecurity official left for corporate jobs. The constant churn, former officials said, also exacerbated turf battles and other problems that delayed Einstein 3, a program to block malicious software before it enters the .gov networks. The program is now scheduled to be completed perhaps by next year. If you look at the last 6-7 years, it's been an enormous turnover, said Michael Brown, a former Navy Rear Admiral and high-level DHS cybersecurity official who retired in 2012. Absolutely, there's a problem for consistency and continuity. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay. Jules just tried to call me, darn it. Try again. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm surprised. I thought she was in. Are you here, Jules? Oh, you're here. Okay, good. Alright. let's see. Oh, I'm almost done. So let me finish this. Let's see. Let me find out where I'm at. If you look, okay, let's see. Senior managers have left for several reasons, including a grueling tempo of the job. The grueling tempo of the job, said Brown, now a senior official at RSA, a cybersecurity firm. The pace was so relentless that the wife of one senior cybersecurity official used to put a place setting at the dinner table for his BlackBerry. Oh, okay. There's also frustration with the lack of clear authority from Congress to oversee cybersecurity. Without this authority, DHS officials find it difficult to work with private security when, for instance, they offer to help companies to stem a computer breach. It would take 3 days just to explain what DHS's mission was, where the FBI can just come in and everybody knows what they do, said a former official. It really impeded our ability to do our job. Legislation is pending that would spell out DHS's authority in the cybersphere. Those who left say that they grew weary of fighting to get the simplest things done. My cyber folks were spending more time on human resource issues and acquisition than they were analyzing technical data and defend and protect networks. One senior official said, DHS can't keep anyone in cyber. They just can't do it. Said another former DHS official.
This is all a setup, though.
It is. It is. One more sentence.
All of it is. Everything you've been reading is a line of shit.
It is.
This is all meant to be like this because these corporations are coming in and taking it all over.
Exactly.
Fucking Microsoft.
Yeah. One more line. You can make 150 grand protecting the nation, or you can make 650 grand. Which one are you going to do, Dan? All right, so that was the last. But it, like I just said, it's all. What do you do when you want to create a problem? You take security away. That's what happens when shit is about to go down. So it's totally a setup. And where are they moving it all? Into private securities. Just like freaking Chertoff and his ilk. It's sick. And corporations, too.
No, here's the thing. Here's what I see. I see that since September 11th, this has been the big money-making machine, right? This is how we launched off the War on Terror, which then became everybody's favorite Q4 for the last 13 years following that. And it's spun off into every single industry. So you have to create the need, and then you have to go, oh, we don't have qualified people, or, oh, we can't keep qualified people, or, oh, whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, let's firm it out to this company or that company, or, oh, I'm going to retire and I'm going to create my own company and now we're going to farm it out. Oh, what? You can't protect yourself? Well, now we got to partner with, all of these commercial firms like Microsoft. Well, they have all of, 25 years experience of protecting the cyber back end as they're putting cyber patrols into all your big cities. I just saw freaking Brazil got one now.
Oh, no. Man, that's it too.
So, I mean, they're just manufacturing all this. This isn't
absolutely.
This is all the same group. This is the easiest way to get the fixtures out the back door. That's all.
It's true. It's exactly
the same freaking people. I actually went and dug out that book from that class that I took, and it's called Public Health Emergency Response.
Oh, wow.
2006 from FEMA.
Wow.
For the training, that 8-week training they sent us through.
Yes. Did you read through it?
I wonder how many
I don't think our connection is good enough for me to sit here and...
I wonder how many of the people that took the class with you are still getting updates, or if they've just stopped updating everyone.
Kind of a good question.
That I don't know.
That's a good question.
The website's still there that I created, but...
Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, I wonder... That's interesting. I don't know. This I think you're right. They're absolutely taking it all out the back door now. They don't even care. And I think they're just, getting rid of the good people who would get in the way of stuff too. You know what I mean?
I think they're leaving for greed.
Well, I don't think it's even that.
Yeah. You alright?
All the jobs are going to be replaced.
Yeah. With robots. They're not going to even need
technology.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna. Absolutely.
We watched a bunch. Go ahead. I can't do radio like this, so I'm just gonna have to listen.
Okay. You keep cutting out, huh? That's all right. All right, guys. So, you still there, Zori?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm with Jules on this one. It's all been preordained. It's going along with plans, just like they had planned it, except that I believe with the people that are waking up, the amount of people, I don't think they expected this. But yeah, I think it's all been set up to do just this.
Absolutely. So they spread all these things thin. They spread all this so-called security thinner and thinner and have more agencies,
And then that gives these little towns encouragement to even go further against our freedoms. Like this one town, city considers allowing police warrantless access to homes to check for underage drinking.
Whoa.
Yeah. In a move that, if adopted, would almost certainly be brought into the courts, a northern New Jersey town is contemplating an ordinance that would grant local police access without a search warrant into private residences in order to check on allegations of underage drinking. Officials in the town of Montville, on the western edge of the New York metropolitan area sprawl, are discussing the new ordinance, perhaps counterintuitively in terms of keeping underage drinking in check while helping young people avoid establishing criminal records that can follow them throughout their lives. While teens caught drinking face criminal charges under state law, officers under the Montville proposal could choose to let underage drinkers face lesser penalties. But many residents, both young and old, aren't buying it. I am not in favor of them just coming into the homes because other people have said there are children that do make mistakes on various occasions, and that's more of a parent's responsibility rather than the police responsibility. Resident Ann Searig told CBS, I just feel that it's not really their business to be going into people's houses, echoed teenager Brenda Zevitz. If you want to do that, you need to get a warrant. The Montville Council is expected to hammer out some reportedly gray areas in the ordinance language at September 23rd meeting. Of course, they could just do the sensible thing and toss this bad law in the trash. If they don't, it's hard to imagine that a judge wouldn't do it for them. I mean, look at this. How would they even suspect underage drinking in a home? I mean, what, are they going to just every other house bust in and go, is any teens drinking in here? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, and good for the people. I can remember a couple of years back, they probably wouldn't have put up a fuss at all. But people are saying, hey, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Is that the end of the article?
And it's happening in my home. Huh?
That's the end of the article?
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Oh, okay. They can't do that. Where's it happening? It's happening where?
In Montville, New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. It's right next to where New York and Jersey meet. But, to say that the cops, I mean, we have knock and talk. We have no-knock warrants, stuff, but they still have warrants. But this is saying they don't need a warrant. A cop can be driving down the road and decide to walk in your house.
Yeah, that they... if whatever judge decides on, is it something that they've decided on already, or is it just
they are debating it now.
Yeah.
But now, see, there's a difference there. An ordinance pertains just to their community, where it's not a law, but it's handled like a law in your community.
Right.
So they could pass that ordinance for that town, but it doesn't mean, that they can't go into the town next door with that ordinance. Sure.
I mean, I don't know. This whole thing is like completely against the Fourth Amendment, and they're just chipping away at everything, and the police state is definitely here. And if this kind of thing can go through here, then it's just going to spread.
Well, how about that town that wants an ordinance against body odor?
Yeah, we read that last week.
Last week. I mean, it's so ridiculous. The one with the pants, that they couldn't wear the pants so far below their waist, they had to rescind that. Because it was against the Constitution. Well, you know what? They'll have to rescind this, but the thing is, they are pushing this and pushing this. Even though it won't go through, they're still putting the thought there. They're pushing it and pushing it. And they'll bring it up later when no one's paying attention and pass it.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. That's how they always do it. Yep, that's how. Man, so I don't know, man. Everything's so damn overwhelming to me. And it shouldn't be, but it is. I'm kind of off today, guys, so forgive me.
Hey, how about this one? I like this one. How you can train honeybees to sniff for bombs.
What? That's crazy.
Police and military personnel have been using dogs to sniff out explosives for decades. According to scientists from the Defense Advanced Research Laboratory, DARPA, who have been working with honeybees since 1999. Bees can actually challenge dogs when it comes to sense of smell. Those same buzzing insects that seek out molecule hints of the pollen they use to make honey can just as easily detect other minute particles in the air, including traces of materials used to make bombs. So maybe that's where all the bees have gone. Maybe they're all in training.
Jeez. Not good.
I mean, DARPA's involved in everything. If you almost always, when you dig down deeper, DARPA's there.
Absolutely.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, you absolutely hit the nail on the head. It is, all of this is all connected, and it's connected by DARPA, every bit of it. And if you take a look at the cover of this public health emergency response book that I have in my hands, and we're talking, circa 8-9 years ago, and you look at the way it's evolved now, every one of these groups, the firefighters, the pandemic response, the police, the federal level, you have to realize that they are working on coming up with technological innovation in all of these areas.
Exactly. Like the pill.
The result is to... I don't know what that is.
Weird. It's weird.
I don't know. Is it me or...
I don't know what the pill is.
Oh, the pill from Google, from that chick, what's her name? Oh, that used to work for DARPA. That takes the pill that gives you all this superpower.
Chips.
You mean the swallowable authentication token?
Yeah, that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like to the level of robotics, though. You know, I'm just looking at these firefighters, and that's kind of where the whole CERT program came from, was from the LA Santa Ana firefighters, and now they have that Valkyrie. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it sure as hell looks like it walked out of a sci-fi movie, and they were using it for some of the military firefighting missions, and it's going to be a first responder. You know, I was sitting here with my friend yesterday, and we had some beers, and I made her mind hurt. I showed her videos that she said, "Holy shit!" And it's coming. It definitely is coming. There was an RT clip yesterday, and I don't know if I still have it. And I wish somebody could play clips besides me, because I won't be able to stream this, but I'd have to find it. There was an RT clip last night, and it was pretty interesting because they, for everything that I talked about all afternoon, at like 1 o'clock in the morning, there's this RT clip that appears, and it's this rap, mock, news, I don't know even what you'd call it, like they were doing a music rap, you know how like they have the Battle of the Bands type thing?
Right.
And it was between someone pretending to be Ray Kurzweil and someone pretending to be Alex Jones.
Oh my god.
And Ray Kurzweil was going off about transhumanism, and Alex Jones was going off about DARPA, and I'm like, holy shit, did I not just spend my whole afternoon just going over this entire section of topics? And it was pretty neat. I want to play that actually if we can tomorrow.
Sure.
Because it'll make you go, holy shit.
Oh my god, it sounds funny actually.
We ran across some guy yesterday, by the way, named Fluffy. Fluffy, I think was his name. My friend turned me on to him. Wow. And he's got a YouTube channel. I got to tell you, if you got some beers in you, I think I might actually send Fluffy an email. He's kind of cute, too, but I think I might send him an email and see if he wants to be on UCY. We loved him so much. Oh, my God. I think, though, daily we're going to have to start playing his Fluffy story. Like he has some news item that he goes off on every day, and yesterday was the testicle pizza. I think we read about that one.
The what?
The teenage kid in South Carolina. The teenage kid in South Carolina who rubbed his testicle on the pizza and then told everyone that it was a dumb idea.
I don't remember
or did
that.
you guys miss that? You missed it? Oh, wait. Yeah, one of our hosts lives down there. And they sent me the story and said, oh, my God, this is only a few miles from my house or something.
I wonder if they had bought pizza there.
I was like, oh, my God, I hope you don't eat pizza there. Pretty repulsive.
That's funny.
So I must have forgotten to tell my friend about it, and she's like, "Oh, you got to check out this guy. His stuff is so damn funny." And we see that his tab story is a testicle pizza, and I'm like, "Yeah, did I tell you about that testicle pizza shit?"
I don't remember.
It's so funny. So wait,
it seems like it would burn.
Hold on. I don't know. Maybe we can. Let's see if we can. I don't know if we're gonna be able to play this, but if I turn off my mic, we might be able to. Hold on 1 second. I think this machine was set up for it. Maybe.
Can you hear me? Yop. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
All right. I could have swore when we were here, didn't we do stereo mix one time?
Yeah. I
thought
think I
did.
had to bring in something else. I think I had to bring in like the UCYD.TV.
There's somebody.
Huh?
No. Oh, they don't. That isn't how it works.
Oh.
No, like somebody else playing it, yeah. But no, UCY.TV has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay.
It plays on your machine. It's just settings on your computer, but it's got to be. Your computer has to accept stereo mix, so it'll play whatever's on your desktop.
Oh. I thought you had to have like a sound.
So, well, I have a sound card, but here, hold on 1 second.
If we can get it to work, it'd be cool to play that clip that Hammy sent over.
Sorry, I just derailed the whole show. Unless Charlie's out there and he wants to play a clip, then
Maddie offered too.
I'm on satellite, so maybe someone else can call in them.
Yeah,
but they need to have stereo mix set up or a board.
Yeah, I think Maddie.
I'm on a satellite, so I.
Let's see. Maybe I'll bring Maddie in here because he's on my Skype.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Let me find him.
So, Jules, did you have a good weekend?
No.
Oh, sorry.
This call.
No, I'm still trying to get out of here too. So.
This call failed.
Huh. Yeah, have you guys been getting lots of updates forced on you? I mean, I just got another update forced on me last night. It's really weird.
What's that?
For Skype?
Yeah, for Skype. I got another one, a forced update on Skype.
Yeah. Yeah, because you haven't been doing them. So they're going to.
Man, couldn't believe that too. And one
well,
week,
I think they're forcing, if you're using Skype, they're forcing updates. No.
Yeah, before you can even, I mean, you log in and it goes straight to the update and who knows what's going on in there.
Firefox is doing that to me also, by the way.
Me too, yep. They just started, in fact, my two machines that I never update are being forced to update or I can't even get on.
Well, it's the second I open Firefox, it just says, Firefox is doing an update, so please wait before you can use our products or something. And I mean, that never used to happen before. It used to always give me a little window saying, hey, we have updates, please download them. And now they're just forcing them all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without
so that's the way they get around any type of privacy. Yep.
Same crap on
By the way, my family... Yeah, my phone's been rebooting all by itself. My family is in Washington, D.C.
Oh, really?
And they're sightseeing, and they've been there for 2 days now, and we've had 2 jumpers over the fence. So I'm sure they're getting a really, really good understanding of America with a K.
That's crazy.
I don't know why they went to D.C., but I guess my niece is, or I guess she wouldn't be a niece, she'd be a cousin. She's really interested in government and was really interested in Parliament when they were, visiting in Australia. And so, they really wanted to go see the White House and everything, but haven't heard anything about how that's going. And they've been there the last 2 days, too, so.
Well, they haven't been...
Police states...
People haven't been allowed to visit the White House in a number of years now, huh?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering, like, why people were jumping the fence trying to get into the White House, and I thought, did they take the biggest public house in the world and cordon it off to visitors? Because I think they did.
They did for a while, but I believe that you can take tours now because they're talking about screening anyone who wants to take the tour through the White House now.
Interesting.
I wonder if they're going to do Ebola screening.
Yeah.
Before they walk into his house and the door handles, huh?
Didn't this guy that jumped the fence get all the way into, like... I guess he got one level away on the stairwell leading up to where Obama was.
He got pretty close, but they had just left like 5 minutes before it said. To head to Martha's Vineyard.
Of course.
We're out of here.
And did he say why he jumped the fence or did they allow him a chance to say anything?
Well, there were two of them. And one, I guess, the family's saying, oh, he was a PTSD former Iraq vet.
Yes, that's what it says right here.
Surprised me at all. I wish they would all go. I wish they would all go visit.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't be mad and want some answers from the dumbass?
Right.
I know of anyone, they deserve answers to all this shit that's going on.
You know, I think, actually, hold on. I think this thing that I disabled yesterday might be the stereo mix. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it says currently unavailable, though. Why is that? Set as default. There we go. Now this might work. So you can't get Maddie?
No. Tried several times. I think he had to reboot his computer.
Alright, let me see if I can, stereo mix it.
So an 18-year-old that was working at a pizza...
I heard something.
It started.
Yep. Darn.
Hey.
There it goes.
What's up? Hey, what's up? So an 18-year-old that was working at a pizza place is being fired after he put his balls on a customer's pizza. On a customer's Hawaiian pizza? That's a classic pizza. Maybe this kid just thought that's how you make a Hawaiian pizza. Maybe he thought the ingredients were pineapple, ham, and some testicle residue. This pizza worker said he was upset when the customer came in late at night to get a pizza, so he decided to put his balls on that customer's pizza. Oh, okay, now I understand why you put your balls on his pizza. That asshole coming in late at night for dinner, trying to make you do your job that you get paid for? What a fucking bastard. Maybe he just got off work and he wanted to get some pizza. I don't think he deserves to have balls rubbed on his food. I think, if anything, someone should be rubbing balls on this pizza. Caught this kid in the act of putting his balls on his pizza. He was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I didn't order any testicles. I want to know what the conversation was like when he got caught. It was probably just like, excuse me, are you rubbing your balls on my pizza? Yeah, sorry, dude. I was a little pissed off at you. That's pretty fucked up, man. Like, you're rubbing your balls on my pizza. I know, man, it was stupid. I'm sorry. I'll make you another one on the house. Oh, no, man, that's not necessary. I mean, I'll take the free pizza, but you don't need to make me another one. You're just lucky I like the taste of balls. The actual conversation this man had with the pizza worker that just put his balls on his pizza was this. He was like, how old are you? And then the pizza worker was like, I'm 18. And then the man was like, so you're old enough to know better than to put your balls on a pizza. And then this kid admitted that it was a really stupid idea and that he was stupid for doing it, and he apologized. Really, what was stupid was that you put your balls on his pizza where he could see you. And if you were going to rub your balls on his pizza, you could have just taken the pizza into the back for a second. I'm not saying you should have rubbed your balls on his pizza, but you didn't have to get caught. This guy would have been eating testicle residue pizza. This scares me, though. Now I don't want to get a pizza at like 2 a.m. because I get pizzas a lot at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. right when they're closing. I hope those people aren't rubbing their testicles on my pizza, because if that's the case, then I have eaten a lot of testicle pizza. A lot of testicle pizza. The only time you should be rubbing your balls on someone's pizza is if it's a mutual agreement. Say you're at some weird pizza and teabagging party. Then maybe someone there is going to want some balls on their pizza. Maybe it's some really fat girl's bachelorette party and they've got a stripper and a dozen pizzas. Then maybe that stripper could rub his balls on some pizzas. They might like that. I'm just saying, there's a time and place for everything. And that was not the time or place to be rubbing your balls on someone's pizza.
That was
Oh
great.
my god, I'm just cracking the hell up. I've got tears in my
I'm
eyes.
sorry.
That was great.
I'm sorry. Dude, he laughed, and he's got like an entire channel of stuff like that. We laughed and laughed, and he does like news though.
Oh my god, that's great.
He almost reminds me of a young what's the comedian out of New York that just went to RT? Lee Camp. Yeah, he's a young Canadian guy. I don't know his real name though, but I'm gonna see if I can look him up.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
We did. We spent the whole afternoon. And especially when he does current news too. Maybe we can get him to be our WTF news reporter.
Oh my god, that'd be great!
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, I like that Jules. That Juice Rap news also is good.
The Juice. Oh, that's the one that had the dark. I was saying yesterday that had the DARPA Kurzweil versus Alex Jones.
Yeah,
but it was all but it was hysterical. It was hysterical. Yeah, and it was everything we've been talking about all afternoon.
Wow.
That was from yesterday.
Yeah, I love that. That guy.
Yeah, that's
all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'd ever seen it. But yeah.
Well, maybe you should play that.
I'm going to give you guys... let me see if I can find that. But I wanted to drop you guys. Fluffy Talks is the name of that dude's channel.
Yeah, that's funny.
The one that we just listened to.
That's totally awesome.
If you ever need a laugh... and look at it. Doesn't... I don't have to put the dots. It's Fluffy, spelled F-L-U-F-E-E. Fluffy Talks.
Oh, that's cute.
It was for a cold, rainy Sunday with a couple beers. We had a blast.
That's awesome. Now Maddie's online.
Oh, yay. Is that the link, Zori?
Oh, that's the one
no,
to what Hammy sent us this morning. It's good.
That's the lady
the news quit online on air. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Did that even play? Did you hear what I played? I'm on satellite, so here's the thing: I'm sucking all my bandwidth as I'm playing all this. So I only have I'm sucking 30 days of bandwidth in like 3 days.
Oh, we heard it.
Well, hang on. Maddie's on now, so let me see if I can try and call him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, though. I mean, that one that I just sent you, that Hammy sent out, because it left the other newscaster just like speechless, like,
Hey, Maddie, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, hi, Maddie.
Good morning. How's everybody doing out there?
Awesome.
Well, it's Monday.
Totally awesome. You can play clips, huh? Are we there?
Do we lose them?
Manny's gone.
Ah, drag.
But Skype decides to do an update.
Yeah,
yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that's probably. I bet you that's exactly it. That's right.
It does do that if you haven't updated. You'll log in and you'll get online and it goes, whoops, we're logging you out because you haven't updated.
That's why
you need more software on your machine.
Oh man, they're pigeonholing us all into the same hole, and they're going ha 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 ha.
I wish we could find something else other than Skype out there that worked.
Well, Shali mentioned one.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Really?
It's just finding, 10 hours to sit here and beta test something that's already working at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not on my priority list at the moment. I got other things like trying to automate all my shit so I can have a life first, but at some point maybe. Actually, I want to get rid of it altogether. So there will be no Skype.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That would be awesome.
Skype is ridiculous.
Yeah, good morning.
So is Manny gone?
Yeah, Manny's gone. So, that's alright. I mean, we can sit here and yak. Who cares? But that was funny. The balls on the pizza was funny. It would be cool if that dude responded back to you, Jules. I mean, I bet you he'd be like really surprised. Wow, my own radio show? No way. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of.
Or just a segment, you know.
Oh yeah.
Ask him if you know, he does those every day. It looks like, or every couple days. So let's do a little segment, and we'll play him like we used to play Lee Camp. And look at Lee made it to RT.
That's a good idea, huh?
Or let have little clips of him doing the news in between shows. Even would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that means more work for me. So no.
Oh, never mind.
I think I hear
like during the show. I'll play his clip. You what?
I think I heard geese or something in the background.
I hear something.
Oh, could you hear the music? Hold on, I just turned it off. Could you hear this?
Yes.
Yes.
No way! Alright, hold on. Then I don't know how this is working, but who's arguing? So maybe you, this is the Juice Rap News. Is this what you were talking about, Zori?
Yeah, Juice News Rap.
Yeah, Juice Rap News.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the Singularity, Ray Kurzweil versus Alex Jones.
Oh, jeez, I can only imagine.
Oh.
There's no job there. Don't you see that contrivance? They don't even try to hide.
You guys there?
Yeah.
It continues on. And I don't know what just happened. It bounced off here, but I'm going to tell you what. Every single thing that they just talked about in there, we've been saying, and every single thing. I mean, what's so weird is that I spent my whole afternoon going through that whole connection of all the technology and, you know, even down to, we watched Cheetah, we watched Big Dog, we watched Atlas. Like, I was explaining what the singularity was.
Yes.
We were looking at Kurzweil, we looked at DARPA, we looked at Google, we looked at the Google Immortality Project. We were watching videos on that. So when I saw that last night, I was like, holy shit, this is everything we spent like 10 hours in the afternoon looking at, all summed up in about 7 minutes.
Wow. That's amazing.
You know, the only place you get the real truth is through comedians, it seems like, lately.
Yeah, we were talking about
just
that
saying
just
it the other
yesterday.
day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We were saying it again yesterday.
Well, Friday, too. We were, yep.
Amazing.
Yep, you can hide the truth, that's why.
Yeah. Or, no, actually, it's kind of like more like, it's like, you know, giving a spoonful of sugar with some yucky tasting crap, you know what I mean? It helps it go down better.
Or that
Well,
you know, just think we wouldn't take it seriously, but that's where most people do get their news.
Right, the people are laughing it off.
Mm-hmm.
They laugh it off, like, ha ha ha, it's a joke. But, you know, then we look in hindsight, like at things that, what's his name? That I loved him so much, the old dude that just died.
Robin Williams?
The comedian.
Oh.
No.
Robin Williams.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, what's her name?
Oh,
Joan Rivers?
Joan Rivers.
no, the dude.
No?
The fucking tits. No.
Oh, I'm having a brain fart.
I seen something about a snow dying, but I don't know who he is.
Neither.
Oh, yes, you do. The famous comedian that died back a few years ago, the old dude.
George
7
Carlin?
words you can't say on television.
Oh,
like,
George Carlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was one to
I don't know.
up.
It's alright.
I love
Yes.
George Carlin. I mean, I seen him live probably 5 times. The man was just fantastic.
I saw him once. It was awesome.
I saw him on TV a lot.
Oh, man.
One thing I was trying to find a skit of, and it seems like they've completely wiped them off of the internet. I can't find them anywhere. Is one of Gilda Radner doing the skit where she was the little girl finding the gypsies under her bed and trying to tell her mom and dad that the gypsies were under the bed, and the parents kept saying, "No, they're not, honey. No, they're not, honey. There's no gypsies under your bed." And she's like, "But mom!" And it's gone. There's not one clip of it anywhere that I could find
That's
available
Wow.
freely.
I'm glad I downloaded it years ago.
wow.
You have it?
Yeah, but it's on my other machine, and right now I'm transferring data onto it, 4 terabytes of data onto it right now, and so it's kind of locked up with that, or I can't get to it.
Interesting. That's weird that you can't find it anywhere.
Well, I think they've taken a lot of things off. I've gone back, like I'll find a video on my other computer, and then I'll go looking for it so I can get a link to it, you know, to pass it on. And a lot of them aren't there. Or they say...
Right. I mean, I don't think it's weird. I think it's copyright. You don't see the censorship because you're involved in it on a daily basis, but you better believe it's going on. You know, one of these days you're going to go, hey, I had watched this 20 times. I mean, look at how many news videos are gone. 50,000 of them that I'm fully aware of.
Man.
That's why I download everything. I mean, just... if it holds any interest or anything, I download it. So I have it. I mean, that's why I'm transferring all this. From one computer, from downloads, I had 165 gig of just downloads from articles I'd found on YouTube.
Dude, I don't even know how to download off of YouTube and save it.
There's a program, FreeMaker, that it's free.
No, actually, I just found a new one that integrates like the old, and it might be the new Firefox plugin. It integrates just like the old, whichever one it was, Real Player, that they disassembled it all. Yeah, and it integrates right in with a download button right on the YouTube video.
Oh, wow.
But it's a Firefox plugin, so it looks like they fixed it.
Oh, cool.
It was broken for a long time. But what they did mess up is Creative Commons on YouTube. If I set a show to Creative Commons, there's a couple of our hosts that like them set that way so people can download them and remix them. They don't show up as Creative Commons anymore. And I received a message the one day saying that there's this really long, involved, convoluted way that I can go upload manually and do this and do that and insert it and then remove it and then do this again and then it'll be Creative Commons. I was like, well, hate to say it, but I don't have time to do that, which is what I'm sure they're hoping. But, you know, why would you, instead of relying on YouTube for the ability to download it, why would you not just get one of those pieces of software that allows you to download YouTube videos? Then it doesn't have to be on Creative Commons.
Right.
You know? If that makes any sense.
And, you know, another thing I've noticed, they're making me sign in on YouTube to view a lot of the videos.
Yeah, you know what? I got that message yesterday for the first time. And remember, it's been a big push for quite a number of years now to get rid of all anonymity on the internet. Right? That was that, with Facebook, Zuckerberg's sister was the one that spearheaded that, was to get, and they actually purging of fake name accounts on Facebook at that time. I don't know if you remember that, but there were a whole bunch of accounts that disappeared from Facebook, and I don't know if they ever did that to Google, but I remember YouTube, an old channel that we had, we ended up losing a lot of subscribers, and we figured it was right around the same time as the Facebook thing happened, so we think that they went through and tried to determine, you know, if it wasn't a real account. And then they did the G Plus upgrade with all of the Google products, forcing you then to create your own personal account tied to your email, right? They started connecting YouTube accounts, email addresses then to get your identity.
Yeah.
So this has been going on for a while, but sorry, that hit me the other day where it had literally said it didn't say that they forced us, but like we want people to be logged in when viewing videos. Click here to log in, but it didn't stop me from watching the video anonymously. And you know, when you're logged in, it's logging your history of everything you're watching.
Right. The one I got
and
was
you're surfing.
They want it was age restricted. It said, and it should be legalized.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've been getting
if it's
also
age restricted.
Yeah, and I've also been seeing ones that say, huh?
I was going to say age restriction, though, is not Google setting age restriction. It is the person who uploads the video who sets that, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well, I've also been getting this one that says this isn't available in your country.
Right, that's copyright. If you have copyrighted material in there, this is why I keep telling everyone, don't play copyrighted material on your show, because A, they hit you on the back end, and B, if it's one of the big dogs, if it's EMG or Warner Brothers or whatever, they're going to block your material in your country, and they won't play it all. And then, very possibly, the channel will also get a strike. 3 strikes, they take the whole channel down, and you lose every video that's ever been up there. You can't get it back, so...
The only warning I ever got was from Facebook because I had a song on a video of my cats, but that's the only thing I've ever got. I'm pretty careful about the copyright.
Yeah, I've never got one on Facebook, but YouTube I have a daily struggle because I remember that one. that one kid we used to have on, Alex. I don't remember Alex's last name, but I will never forget when Alex had mic trouble and he didn't realize it. So the first 5 minutes of his show was just a mic going, and of course it was archiving and it was ripping and it pushed to YouTube. And I go in there to delete it or at least edit the video because the first 5 minutes was a hum, and I had a freaking content match. And the content match was YouTube saying, "Hey, somebody else owns the right to that microphone, Buzz."
What? The Buzz?
Yeah. I messaged them back with the most dumbass message. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, my radio host has microphone problems and you're going to content match his microphone buzz? How is that even copyrightable?
That's
and they let that go.
They didn't respond, huh?
That's insane. No, they removed the hit on it. But, it's just, let me just tell you, though, after 30 or 40 shows that get pushed a week or whatever the number is, I don't archive them all, and there's different reasons for whatever, but for all the ones that go up, I got to tell you, when they do that on a daily basis for every, nitpickety little thing, there's no way you can keep up. And once you get a certain number, even if they're not giving you a strike, they'll give you a copy match. Once you get a certain number, they start cutting off your services. I don't know if you knew that. They cut off your live streaming. They cut off.
Yeah, you're definitely a threat to him, Jules. There's no doubt.
It's a pain in the ass. So, people get butthurt when I say don't play copyright shit on your show. But, you know what? It's how they're trying to take us down. Yep. And so if I lost 1,000 and some odd shows that are all archived for UCY on YouTube, isn't that really going to suck now? Right?
Right.
I have them all archived separately, but the fact that they're all on YouTube and they're freely available for people to search, you know what I mean? That's what you got to worry about. Just like all those news clips that disappeared. I mean, those are all saved, but now they're all offline. And that's what they want.
Yep. They don't want you to be able to go back and hear their lies and realize they're just lying over again, too.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. That's exactly it, man.
Because, if somebody says something and then you go, "No, sir, well, here, I'll get you the clip." And you go there and the clip's gone,
Right. So if we were... What about, clips from, RT and all the clips that we play, the news clips that we play here? Isn't that all, copyrighted crap, too, now?
If you look at the bottom, if you're using it for educational purposes only, they're still allowing you to get away with it. I think Maddie's back, too, by the way.
Yes. Hey, Maddie.
Dude.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Good. Welcome back.
So, dude, are you getting fires and stuff over there, too? Is there fire around you?
Yeah, it's just a little ways away down the hill. Started in Pollock Pines area. Went northeast after that. One evening it blew up. It was a couple evenings ago. I think it blew up 60,000 acres or so, maybe a little bit less than that, but it went from 12 or 15 to around 70,000 was what the news was reporting, and I think it's a little bit under 80,000, so I don't know about the containment, but I was driving around yesterday. It was in Grass Valley, very, very smoky. The wind shifts sometimes and it will just blow in to South Lake, but for the most part not so bad here. But yeah, people people are walking around with masks on and stuff. You can tell that some people are probably affected, as you can imagine. You can it's thick and you can taste it when it's real thick. So yeah, it's pretty interesting and certainly a shame for all those affected. And it's cool hearing what you were talking about earlier, Zori, with the mountain people. I hope to be that type of a community person, but that's really cool to hear. That's definitely how it should be. Then we don't depend on handouts as much as just the people around us, because we can take care of ourselves. I like that
Right.
mentality.
Just think if only the people that live in the city would take on that kind of moral being, where, hey, you don't just look out for number one. Realize that we're all number one. And, mountains have always been like that, as far as I know. All my life it has. It's like the old community with a barn building. If somebody's barn burned down, then the whole community would get together and rebuild the barn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
You learn a lot from the Amish.
Can you play clips?
Yep. I got the Juice rap news pulled up if you want me to replay that. I know. You could hear it. It was just...
It was real echoey, yeah. That would be cool, because that's a good one.
What do you think, Jules?
Oh, you there?
Yeah.
What up, Jules?
Hold on, I was getting coffee. What?
I was just saying,
Hey.
if you did play it and you could hear it.
What are you asking?
Just with the clip, I could replay the Juice rap news.
So you could hear
What
it.
was that?
The one that you already played. You could
Oh, the
hear it.
rap news? Yeah, hold on. I didn't know you guys couldn't hear it. I thought you said you could.
You
Oh, it
could.
was echoey.
It was echoey?
It was like...
Maddie can
Oh.
play it.
Well,
See if it works.
Check out.
yeah.
Maybe.
Do you have it?
Yes.
coming through now?
Not yet.
Oh.
I hear water dripping.
Let's see.
It's a fish tank, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you've never configured it. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Live radio and all its intricacies.
That's right. It is live radio. You
It's
guys.
Monday.
It is Monday. Oh my gosh. I'm so out of it right now.
It's alright. We don't need to play it again.
I'm freaking brain.
I gotta get ready to go soon anyway.
Well, you only got less than, about 15 minutes, 16 minutes.
Be careful on the way home.
Yep, absolutely, Jules. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it was going to come through the mixer. I'll get that for later. But,
It's alright.
But thanks for trying.
Yeah, Maddie, thanks for trying. And, geez, I hope you're not gonna, have your place catch on fire. That would suck.
it's not threatening this area at the moment. It's kind of a different direction, but yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Fires
But,
can
yeah.
change directions in a second. They create their own environments.
Yeah, I was trying to find out a current map. I was unsuccessful in seeing that to see how it had changed from the last map that I'd seen, but because you guys are talking about the Sacramento area, so that's a little bit farther south.
Yeah, the King Fire.
So, but I'll check into that.
Well,
Within the last month,
Let me see if my...
fires have
Go ahead.
almost affected a lot of the hosts, like Dane, the Bella Vista fire, almost got to Dane, and then the Weed Fire, and now the King Fire. Those are all Northern California fires.
wow, that's horrible when, we know so many people that are affected, man. It's terrible. So you be safe out there. Both of you guys gotta be safe out there, okay? Seriously.
Oh, yeah. And I don't have TV, so I mostly, it's mostly people calling me and saying, hey, look, this fire's this close.
Jeez.
Did that just come through?
If you remember a few years... No. If you remember a few years ago, too, a good part of the Southwest was on fire for a while. We had New Mexico all around Los Alamos and then all throughout Texas. That was shortly after Fukushima.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and you know what's going to be horrible is if it does rain and rain hard, there's going to be so much flooding and so much devastation from the mud because the trees hold back the mud. It'll be bad.
You mean like's been happening down in the Southwest
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah, there's a ton of mudslides and stuff there, huh?
Well, just all kinds of flooding with that hurricane coming through.
Yeah. Oh,
and I mean, that ground is just so dry.
Yeah, that's
Austin, Texas actually got it over the weekend, if you remember. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
I think that was over the weekend.
Yeah, it's either flooding or fire.
Flash flooding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had floods around here. I mean, it's been all the rain that California is supposed to be getting is like coming halfway in and then dumping on everybody. It's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey,
just regular
can I
weather.
bring up something?
Yeah.
Sure.
Something came up yesterday when we were watching videos that really made me go, holy crap. You know how you were saying, Wendy, that you left your leather jacket hanging, and when you got it, it was covered in mold?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I was saying a couple weeks ago, like, these mushrooms were just popping out of nowhere, and they were growing really huge, and then the next day they'd be tipped over and half dead, covered in mold.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about the mold that's been taking all the plants. I mean, you could see it on the trees. You could see it at that milky spore that gets on all the leaves and stuff.
Yes.
And I know Dane has talked many times about the fungus and stuff growing in the woods, right, Zori?
Yep.
Well, I was showing my friends some stuff on cymatics, too. And I don't know if we've kind of talked about that a little bit, but, you know, each note creates a shape as far as sound goes, and there's a lot of stuff to sound that there's not enough time to get into now, but if you've never looked up cymatics, it's CYMATICS. Look it up on YouTube, and you'll be pretty amazed. But it gets pretty deep if you really want to start digging into, like, each different shape that each note makes, and then start comparing it to some of the mandalas and stuff from some of the ancient religions, you know what I mean? Go back to the Tibetans or whatever. Yeah, but then I was showing her about the emotions imprinted on water, and that was something that Wendy had shown me a documentary when we went to visit her there last year, and I'd never seen that before, and how there's also, with cymatics, you can say different words and have it record the word, and each of the words make different shapes too, so there's a lot of really kind of cool stuff out there. But then there is the rice experiment, and I'm sure you guys have seen the rice experiment, right?
Yeah, that
where
was
they put
also
the cooked rice. There's 3 beakers.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was also in that movie.
They had the 3 beakers, and the one beaker is cooked rice, and they said love to it, and then there was the other beaker that was cooked rice, and they said hate to it, and then there was the control beaker that didn't have anything. There was the control beaker that didn't have anything done to it, and they then go and take pictures of each beaker each day to see what happens, and the hate beaker, like within day number 3, that rice starts to go moldy. Yeah. And by the end, it's just black. Oh my God. Think about it. Let's back the truck up a little bit. And we're seeing all this mold and decay happening everywhere. And what is the vibration of the planet right now as far as global emotions?
Ooh, right, because we're all connected to the planet, and so the planet's going to react to the emotions.
Well, the whole planet lives on water. We live on water, plants live on water, there's water in the atmosphere, you know what I mean? And that whole experiment was about the imprint of emotions on water and the effect. So I was just thinking, like, really, if you wanted to get into, like, David Icke type stuff with vibrations and, you know, emotions and whatever, but think about it. Just from that simple rice experiment, you have to admit that it was pretty intriguing. And then when you start looking at cymatics, then you really go, wow, there's something to this, you know? I mean, how could each of these, and each note has its own shape. I mean, and it's all, if you look at the shapes that are formed, it is primary biological shapes that exist in the micro and the macro world. And then I even showed my friend, once you add cornstarch to the water and put sound through it, how it starts to form locomotion. And we actually watched a 40-minute documentary that was showing all the different types of locomotion. It's all the animals, all the one had like a spine that formed and it turned into like the snake, or it was bloop, bloop, and they were all pulsating. It was really, really bizarre. And so if you start getting back into ancient texts where they talk about the word being spoken and creating matter, hey, what were the three pieces to that? Water, earth, and sound. And so, I don't know, we really started to have like a holy shit moment yesterday. And then, I added all the DARPA and the Google and whatever. It really painted quite a powerful picture. But I started thinking about your jacket with the mold, and I was like, man, is that why they're trying to bring us? So they hit us with this news, and it's all bad, 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 fear, 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 hate, hate, hate. And we've said many times that they feed off of that. But do they feed off of that because it helps kill biological organisms? Think about it.
I think so.
It stresses us out, and it makes us weaker, and it makes things start to...
Yep.
That's true.
And the most interesting part of that experiment is that the hate went black fast. The love went over 2 weeks before it started to show mold, but the neutral showed nothing. Now think about that one. Think about any of the kung fu masters and any of the Eastern religions, what they teach you.
Like water.
Be calm. Don't,
Water, yeah.
Yes, like water, be calm, and it's all about balance.
That's right, Manny. Absolutely.
That
it's all about balance. So I don't know, guys.
Just like meditation.
Actually, the rice that was in the beaker, the first one when he was saying love to it, or I love you, I think he was saying I love you, and it started to actually ferment and start to turn into something, nice, and you know what I mean? It was actually like kind of bubbling with air was kind of bubbling into it, and it started the fermenting process in there. In that beaker, so that's definitely interesting. That's maybe, I mean, because my coat has been an earshot of me this whole summer, so maybe there's a point to it.
And what's that bubbling like?
Well, I wasn't meaning like you buy your coat,
right? But I got the gist. Though I mean, it you might have a damn well good point there.
I just think negativity more than, seriously, and you know how you feel like when you have, I experienced it myself yesterday. We were having such a good time, and then there was some pretty shitty stuff that happened later. And I got to tell you what, if I had my choice between the two situations, I definitely feel way the hell better if I'm smiling and enjoying myself.
Yes.
And sitting with somebody that I like.
Yeah, it's like
versus
if you get depressed,
feeling horrible and sitting with someone I can't stand.
Right.
Yeah, draw on good memories, to get out of the depression and stuff instead of pills.
But think about how many people in our movement lately, too, have just been so overwhelmed with depression. Over the last couple weeks, granted it is the end of the summer and whatever, but over the last couple weeks, probably 30 people have come to me telling me how depressed they are and how everything sucks. And, it's just like all at once, everyone got bitch slapped. And then when you start to look at the global news, it becomes very apparent, of course, why we're all feeling that way. But then I think we also amplify that, just like when you're looking at physics playing pool, let's say, and you shoot a ball into a rack of balls, and every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And so you become like the Typhoid Mary for bad emotions, let's say.
Ooh.
That's so true, and it's kind of something that I had heard about a little while back with the relationship between the mounds that the Native Americans were building and the ley lines of the earth that some people who can read the energy lines can see. it just kind of makes sense, like we're the transmitters as well as the Earth, the ley lines of the Earth and the mountain features and different stuff like that, and their intention was to amplify the positivity of the Earth, I believe, from what I understand. So it just kind of makes sense, and we're sort of the same way. So I don't want us necessarily to all be gone, because we're kind of the tools, perhaps, to change things how maybe others want, and that's why everything's so negative. But also the frequency, hitting us with frequency we probably don't understand, besides even the Wi-Fi and the cell and all the microwave, probably using the HARP technology as it was designed and patented as you know, because our brain's entrained to the frequency that should be from the Earth, which is what the whole ley lines and the mountain grading seems to be for. So I take that aspect into account.
Well, remember, too, some of those DARPA experiments for mind control, they were using sound to create different emotions. And, you know, mentioning the ley lines, what actually got us talking about this yesterday was listening to Drew's Off-Grid Journey show. That guy that he had on yesterday, he's known him for quite a number of years, and I remember Drew sending me his website way back when. And this guy, he got his degree in geography, I believe, to try and help him understand, you know, exactly how the Earth is laid out and all the different pieces. But he's got this whole science and all these locations that he's located. And one of the things we were talking about here yesterday, listening to that show, is how similar the ley lines are. Because remember, everything that's micro is macro, to the acupuncture and prime meridians in your body. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really think there is something to these different energy centers and this electrical connectivity, or whatever it is. You know, it's more than, it's like some sort of electromagnetic chemical audio, you know, connection. Yeah. So
that's amazing. That it really is. My roommate brought Amiga in bed in here, and since I've been laying on it, I feel so much better because my acupressure points have been, you know, heated up. And we are at the end of the show now, guys.
10 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Jules.
Here we go.
Thank you, Zori, for being on.
Thanks for hanging, everybody.
You guys rock.
Alright, guys, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks for being on, guys.
Thanks for being here. Everybody have a good Monday. Stay tuned to ucy.tv for more programming. Or deprogramming.